One of the most common compliments that I get is on my skin. Everyone wants to know what I do from skincare to procedures. So I trust it all to Skinworks Wellness in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Let me tell you, they know what they're doing. Whether it's hydrofacials to fillers or a full skin reset, they've got you covered. Be sure to follow them on Instagram and Facebook. They're always dropping monthly specials and flash sales. You do not want to miss these. And the best part is that consultations are always free. Book now and thank me later. All right, guys, what is up? Welcome back for another episode of Asking for a Friend with your girl Sam
and Danny.
Listen, this is a special edition. We are at my house. We have this wonderful fire going. Thanks, Rich. Shout out to hubby. Tonight we have a goal to scare the shit out of Danielle.
Doesn't take much effort.
She's the most scary person. Not scary as in she scares you, but she's easily scared of anybody that I know.
It's jump scare.
Yeah, no, not just jump scare. You can spook you out so easy. Like, it is known. Don't walk up on Danielle too fast. Don't make any sudden movements. Don't speak too quickly.
Not when I'm distracted.
Yeah, no. So tonight is a special Halloween edition. I'm so excited. We're going to record our episode, and then we're going to take Danielle through a haunted, it's not a house. It's like a haunted
hayride, ain't it?
Farm. Yeah. No, it's not a hayride. You have to actually walk through it.
Oh, now wait just a damn minute. Wait just a minute. You knew I had to walk? You are not my favorite today. Oh my God, had I known that, I wouldn't have been walking all day.
It's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be that bad. Rich is going to be with us because he used to work at a haunted house, and so he knows what to expect, so he's going to be behind us. Because, Danielle, I'm not much better than you with haunted, scary shit.
Do you know how scary it's going to be for me to walk and not fall? Is it dirt? We're going to walk on dirt?
Yeah.
Is it level?
I don't know. I've never been to this one. Noah's been. But the last time I went through a haunted wood area, it had like houses and trails and stuff like that, was when Rich and I first got together. A friend of mine was moving, and so we had like one last hurrah, and we walked through this haunted thing, and I was so scared I just started yelling at the people working it, like correcting them, like, no, absolutely not, that is not okay, to the point where they didn't even try to scare me anymore. They just started pointing to the exits, like which way I was supposed to go. Heather was like, you take the fun out of everything.
Do you know how long it's been since I have attempted anything like this?
Yeah, years.
It was I even in my 20s?
I don't think so.
It was Louisiana.
Yeah.
And they put me out a side door. I hung on to that last one that scared me. I hugged him so tight. And he pity patted my back. You locked in now, brother. And he took me out the side door. I had to wait in the parking lot for everybody.
Oh, shit.
And it was dark.
By yourself?
Girl, you ain't know nobody.
Okay, well, we're going to prime the pump. I'm going to read you some scary stories, but we're going to see how you do. This is my favorite time of the year. I love everything about the Halloween season. The weather is perfect. The food is fantastic. You get hot drinks. It's finally not hot outside, and so you can enjoy like coffees and teas and stuff. We get bonfires. We get the good candles.
Bitch, you can do all them things at Christmas.
No, but I feel like...
And you get snow.
I know it's too cold at Christmas. This is perfect. And also, Halloween is the best holiday because it's only about you dressing up however you want and eating candy until you throw up. It's a good community holiday. Halloween is the best. You can fight me on that.
No, I can't fight you tonight because then you're going to make me walk. I got to conserve my energy. Lord.
But before we jump into this, what have you been up to?
Well, nothing. Today I walked because I thought you was putting me on a hayride, so I thought it was safe, and I I burned all my calories, so I'm gonna need substance.
If I can survive the 12 days that I did in China and Hong Kong and Tokyo, we literally walked 10 miles a day. My girlfriend tracked it on her little fitness track. Yeah, thing. 10 miles on average, 10 miles a day.
Oh no!
I thought I was going to die.
Lord,
That's why Asians are so thin and in good health. They
I love
walk.
that for them.
I know. I don't identify as Asian. So it was rough. It was real rough.
Oh,
But
no.
we had a good time. Let me tell you, that was my first trip out of the country. I just got my passport. It got stamped a lot on this first trip, I feel like. But I feel like that might have been too much to bite off at the first bite. Flying, we were like 5 hours on our first plane ride and then 14 hours on our second plane ride there.
You made it look easy, though. I knew you were tired after talking to you, but you made it look easy.
Oh my God, I was so
and
exhausted.
you did make it look fun.
And I was jet lagged for the first 4 days. It felt like I was drunk for 4 days straight. Like everything is wonky and you're sleep deprived and they made me walk 10 miles.
They said, we gonna sober you up real quick.
It never worked. And then about the time I got good and like leveled out, we flew our asses back home. Yeah, so I was jet lagged and I didn't catch up until last night. I mean, I fell out. We had our anniversary yesterday. We went out to dinner and we came home. Like, we didn't even eat dessert. It's sitting inside on the counter. We didn't even eat dessert. We drank like half of the complimentary champagne and we came home and fell out. I didn't even take my makeup off. That's how tired I was. So I think for my next travels, I'll plan it out a bit better.
How do you prepare for that?
I have no idea. Because I felt like I did all the tips and tricks that were given and that I researched. And
You was doing all the things.
I was. And none of it worked. I think you just have to, like, get used to it.
I love that for you.
Well,
I'll be your support phone call.
thank you. I appreciate that. Really taking one for the team.
Always.
All right. Let's jump into this. I'll make a shorter story from a longer one involving sensitive auras. But once, I was with a girl on Big Frog Mountain at dusk. This is Scary Stories from Appalachia.
Big Frog Mountain.
Big Frog Mountain. Don't that sound like something from Appalachia? Miles away from anyone, we decided to walk up a trail. Why would you do that?
What time of day was it?
Why would you walk up
In Appalachia.
a trail at dusk? Who raised you? Anyways, first red flag.
They was jet lagged.
We decided to walk up a trail when right behind the car, I stepped in a mud puddle and with odd looking like brownish water. I pointed out the unusual color to her. Then we started walking. Not far up the trail, she started getting scared and we went back to the car. In the car, we started making out while lying in the front seat and she had her hand draped out the window. I felt an odd sensation in my back. It had happened before when people were behind me and told her to pull her hand in, which she did. A few minutes later, I felt the sensation in my back again, but it felt more urgent. I rolled her window up, but being a horny-ass teenager, continued with the makeout session. A few minutes later, it felt like someone had stuck a live wire to my back. I sat up, started the car, and headed back down the mountain. She was obviously confused and asked me what was wrong. I replied that I didn't know, but something was wrong somewhere. We went back to my parents' house and was assured by them the family was okay. Having calmed down some, we ate a little dinner, then started to leave. After I opened the car door for her, I walked around the back of the car. While walking, I glanced at the back of the car and saw handprints the same color as the mysterious mud puddle of the car. The last one was over the back window, and it was obvious someone was watching us while inching their way to the front driver's side window. Oh! When I saw the handprints, it was like being hit with a lightning bolt, and I knew what had happened. Elite Customs isn't just building cars, they're building a culture. As a female owner in a male-dominated industry, we are proud to pioneer a new kind of experience with women in mind. One where women feel empowered and inspired in the custom car space. From wraps to audio and everything in between, Elite is a full-service custom shop that makes your dreams a reality. Women want badass rides too, am I right? Follow Elite Customs TN on Instagram and TikTok. Inquire online at elitecustomstn.com. By appointment only, and consultations are always free. Cold chills ran all over me. I got her out of the car, and as soon as she saw the prints, she knew too. This story is the absolute truth, so help me, and I will never forget it.
Y'all go get a hotel room.
They were teenagers.
Get a fake ID. What was the liquid?
Right.
Did he not check his shoe when he got home?
What came out of that mud puddle? Listen, I'm telling you. There's this girl on TikTok that shares, she used to work for like a home health aid company. Have you seen her stuff?
No, all you got to do is work in home health.
Bro, some of her stories are insane. She talks about, and she worked in Appalachia, and the company that she worked for is no longer like in business. I'll have to send it to you. But she talks about, she went to this one house, and where she had to park, she had to cross a field, and she walked across the field, and she saw a gentleman working on a car who had a pair of like overalls on, and she spoke to him, and he just kind of mumbled or grunted. And old men working on their car, you kind of expect them not to be super talkative and friendly. So she walks into the house, and they start the visit. She's asking her questions and whatever. She walked inside that house in daytime, right? It was daytime. And she said it looked like a storm was rolling in over the mountain, and the lady said something, and she was like, said something to the effect of, "They're here, you have to leave." And she like made her a sandwich and handed it to her and was like, "You have to leave now." And she was like, "Well, what about the gentleman outside? Like, do we need to call him in?" And she was like, "There was a gentleman outside. There was a man outside." And she was like, "Yeah, when I walked in, I saw him. Like, there was someone there." And she was like, "You have to leave right now." So she shoves her out the door, and it is pitch black.
No.
Pitch black.
Negative.
She said she starts walking back across the field, and she just throws the sandwich and just walks to her car. It was the weirdest. I mean, stuff like that all the time that she interacted with. Oh, yeah. It was crazy. But I feel like there are people who are sensitive to stuff. Like, we're sensitive to spiritual things. We see things and...
Child, listen to me. I ain't got to see nothing. I ain't got to see nothing after Hurricane Michael. My building was damaged, but I had to go back and work on it.
Yeah.
I had to make sure all the little fellas was doing what they was supposed to.
Right. Now, hold on. For people who may not know, you worked in long-term care.
Yes, I worked long-term health care. It was assisted living.
But before that, you were a CNA and...
in nursing homes.
Right, in nursing homes. So you've been there with people who were like end-of-life care. You held people's hands while they were passing. Like, you've been right here.
And they say stuff that you're just like,
Yeah.
But that doesn't, it doesn't leave a lasting, freak me out effect. Like, listen, boo, say whatever you need to say. I'm right here. I'm going to hold your hand. It's fine. But...
couldn't be me.
But the building, we got hit by Hurricane Michael, and the building is empty. All my folks, we done placed them somewhere else, so that's
it was
safe.
inhabitable.
Yeah, it was damaged. We had contractors coming in.
Yeah.
So the building's empty. I'm in there. I'm trying to make sure, like, stuff's getting clean. We don't want mildew to start setting in or anything like that. Now, and I jump scare anyway. So the slightest little noise, and we had done got a bird done flew in one of the open doors and stuff like that done scare me. Well, I'm standing there cleaning out a refrigerator on hall 1, and I hear the call button light, and I was like, oh, what?
There's nobody here.
So I looked, hall 2 got a call light in the middle of the hall, and I was like, that's gonna have to stay on, because I am by myself. But it kept going, and I was like, you know what? There could be a short in a wire, and I don't want my building burning down, so I'm hustling to get down there, because that would scare me worse than anything. Turn the light off, go to check it, and I shoot a text message to an acquaintance. I was like, hey, need you to come look at some electrical stuff. Let's just make sure this thing ain't gonna burn down. So I go back to cleaning the little refrigerator, and I started hearing the beeping again. It was the call light, and I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So I go back down there, and before I go in the room, and I was like, please stop, whatever. Please don't. I have a weak bladder. We don't want to do this. So I go in, I turn the light off, and I unplug it from the wall.
Bitch, I know you lying.
No, because listen, I don't want the building to catch down, but I also want this thing to quit playing with me. So I go back up, and I start working on the refrigerator again, and I hear the call light button. It down this hallway at the top. That was the middle room.
I'd have left immediately. I wouldn't have even closed the door. I just would have been, well, you can have the facility.
It was a different room. It was the bathroom up at the top. And I looked at that call light, and I was like, oh, girl. I went to take off out the front door because I was like, you know what? It can burn. It's fine. They got insurance. As I cut out the front door, the little fella that was coming to inspect the elevators, I done ran slap over him. I don't know how he kept anything. He should have been dead. I ran him slap over. And then he's like, what's wrong? I said, you go in there and turn that call light off and check it. Scared me dead. Waited several hours, went back to the building because I forgot I had some of my stuff there.
What did he say he saw with the call light?
Nothing. The call light was off.
Stop.
I didn't believe him. I really thought he was messing with me, but he said it was off. And when I went back in a few hours later to go get the rest of my stuff, there was no call lights going off. So I make it into the little area where our nurse's station is. I gather my things, and girl, I hear the noise. I look at the call light board. I don't see nothing lit up. I look down both hallways. I don't see nothing lit up, and I was like, and I yell as I'm leaving. I'm like, I'm gone. I gotta come back tomorrow. So whatever you gotta do it tonight.
We've always seen shit since we were little. No. I remember in the house we grew up in as children sharing that bedroom. And you... Well.
Brandon was in a hurry.
Why is it always a Brandon?
I don't know, but I bet he's going to park somewhere to make out. Maybe he'll find some handprints, too. Let's go follow him, put handprints on his car.
No, but I remember as children, the windows freaked you out, so you moved into the office that was built with no windows.
Oh,
it was
absolutely.
In the center of the house. She had to make the office her bedroom because she could not be in a room.
There was no windows in there. It was lovely.
I feel like that was her first, our first inclination that she needed to be in the mental hospital. Padded room, no windows.
Snuggle jacket.
Okay, ready for the next one? So, I was sleeping, and in the middle of the dream, a character in my dream who was doing something turned her head, looked at me very seriously, and said, someone's in your apartment. Wake up.
Stop it.
I nearly had a goddamn heart attack, and my apartment was empty.
I bet it wasn't.
I bet it was not. Have you ever heard that if you talk to somebody in your dream to ask them, I think it's ask them what time it is.
What time it is or what day it is.
Yeah. And I've read stories of people who have done that, and the person that they ask in the dream freaks out and is like, you're not supposed to be here. I can't lucid dream. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to lucid dream. I feel like just like the bottom of the ocean, there's just shit we don't need to know. We're not meant to know about. I am 100% happy living in my oblivion right here in whatever realm this is.
I did lucid. I think that's what I was doing. I had a span of time when Quinn and I was married, and we lived in the cinder block house. That it was constant, and I picked up whatever the dream ended on Tuesday. When I went to bed on Wednesday, we just picked right back up, and I knew I was talking to somebody the whole time.
Is this when you would like get up and walk through the house?
And I had to cover all the lights.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really weird era in
I knew what I was doing. I would go gather me some undergarments out of his and my drawer, and I would have to, if it had like the charger for your cell phone, you know how it's got a little indicator light?
Yeah.
I'd wrap it so you couldn't see the light.
That's so weird.
And whoever that was with me in this lucid dream was like telling me that we were being watched, and I was like, that's the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life.
Let me go cover that just in case.
But they wouldn't leave me alone until I covered everything, and then they would let me go back to sleep. And that was
Didn't you go through something like that when Terry Lee was a baby? It would like communicate with you about something, and you would get up like 20 times in a night.
I don't. Well, it may be because he's 21 now, and I don't remember that. But I do remember when he was a baby, the obsession to triple, quadruple check windows, doors.
Yeah. Maybe
closets. Like, I had to check everything.
Yeah. You've always had funniness surrounding stuff like that. All right. This is the last one before we drag you into Bloody Acres. What's your safe word, Daddy?
Daddy, chocolate milk! No, fuck you!
All right. I had awesome parents who let me sleep in the living room on weekend nights when I was very young because my sister was a light sleeper and I could stay up until dawn. But of course, I always ended up sleeping on the couch because Nick at Night made me tired. So, one night I wake up to a prickly feeling, like an instinct. Just bolted into a sitting position and stared out the front window. We live in rural Georgia.
Wait. They looked out the window.
Bitch, is a window. So you can imagine the magnitude of trees. In perfect light cast from the moon, I see a silhouette of someone in the fucking tree. The family dog dashes to the window and is snarling into the glass. Terrified, I run into my parents' room and try to explain to my parents that there is a strange person outside. Dad grabs something defensive and darts outside with the dogs to beat the wax off the hothead. That must be a Georgia term.
I don't know.
Beat the wax off the hothead. Okay. They say some things in Georgia. I tremble in Mom's arms until Dad comes home and says he saw no one and to go to bed. I decide to sleep in my regular bedroom. I fill in my sister as to what happened. Dad is making regular rounds in the house with a cup of coffee. We're all still, and I finally think I can sleep. Nope. I notice the man outside of my window. From what I can see in the moonlight, he gives me a shh signal and runs away. Just turns around and runs in a straight line away. I swear I couldn't stop crying for like hours.
I let Amber sleep in the living room. We got to talk. She better not be looking out no dang on windows. Why did that child look out a window?
Let me tell you the funniest story about Danielle and windows.
You don't look out windows ever.
So when we were children, this is why she feels...
I don't like windows for any reason.
I swear to God, if she could build a house
no windows.
With fake windows on the outside, but
Absolutely.
They're just walled off on the inside. On the inside, she would. So...
10 out of 10.
Again, we're in the house that my dad built. We were children. Mm-hmm. And our parents were still married at the time, so...
At the airport?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something creepy about that area anyways. But we did see and hear things a lot of times out there on Airport Road.
Outside that window?
Yes. Because Mom had a dream about a witch outside the window.
Oh, she did.
You remember?
Oh, she did.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm telling you. So our family, my mom's side, like... spooky things, like we all have this sixth sense, intuition. We see things, we experience things. My dad's side of the family totally closed off to it. Mom's side, that's where we get all this shit from. Anyways, so we're in bed And
We had them day beds.
yes, we had the day beds. And Danielle sits up and for whatever reason decides to look out of the window. And she starts screaming bloody murder. Our parents run into the bedroom. She is red-faced, snotting, screaming, shaking. She's like, I saw someone. Like, they were staring at me in the window. Well, this window is not, like, the house was up.
Yeah, it was built up.
Yeah, and you had to stand in the flower bed to get to that window.
And
they
then you
would have
needed
had
a step stool.
Yeah, they would have had to be like 8 feet tall to look eye to eye with her in the window. So my dad is obviously going outside, running around with his pistol, checking the perimeters, checking the property. Mom is in the bed with Danielle, consoling her, and he goes outside, and there's no sign of anyone having been in the flower bed because there definitely would have been impressions. There's no way they could stand flat-footed anyways. And, I mean, it was like 2 seconds from the time Danielle screamed to the time they busted through the bedroom door. Okay, ladies, you know I'm all about taking care of myself inside and out, especially when life gets busy. And right now, SkinWorks Wellness in Hendersonville, Tennessee is running their October specials. And let me tell you, these are so worth checking out. They're offering treatments that seriously level up your glow, like Silfirm X and Erbium Laser Combo. It's $1,250 and basically hits reset on your skin. We're talking smoother texture, boosted collagen, and that brighter, youthful look that makeup just can't fake. If you want something more seasonal and fun, they've got the Dermaplane and Pumpkin Peel for $150. It's such a perfect fall glow up. Think smooth, radiant skin that feels fresh and healthy. Or, my personal favorite, the microneedling and PRP treatment for $450. It uses your own plasma, your body's natural magic, to rejuvenate your skin and leave it firmer, smoother, and seriously radiant. And for my SkinWorks members, you get 10 free units of Botox with every syringe of filler. That's their little members-only perk to keep you looking refreshed and youthful without overdoing it. So go ahead, treat yourself this month. Call or stop by SkinWorks Wellness and tell them Sam from Elite Life sent you. Because honestly, you deserve to feel confident and glow like you own the place. So Mom's sitting there consoling her, and my dad comes back in and he's like, nobody's been out there. I don't know what you saw. And Mom was like, okay, show me exactly what you did. Like, let's recreate it. Tell me exactly, like, show me exactly how it happened. So Danielle sits forward, looks out the window, and she's like, oh my God, he's there again. And my mom was like, immediately up at the window, was like, shit, he's back. And she sees nothing. And she was like, Danielle, sit up. Look, there's nobody out there. And Danielle sits up. And at that moment, it dawned on her and everyone else. She saw her goddamn reflection.
But you know what we did?
My parents were so aggravated. They covered our windows
with tinfoil.
We looked like we came straight out of the projects. Just in that one room.
And that tinfoil stayed up for a long time.
Just our bedroom. And it wasn't just one window. It was both windows. I was so mad.
Wait. You know what's so bad? I had almost forgot about that. Fast forward. How old was we in that house when that happened? Probably about 7.
Yeah, you were probably like 9-ish.
Okay, fast forward from 9 to, how old am I now? To what?
39.
So 37. Was it 37 when I moved here? Whatever year I was.
Oh my God, Danielle.
It's a trend. Screw a window.
Let me tell you what this bitch did.
I had just moved into the house. And I was getting the house set up. I got the young'un situated. It's nighttime. I'm like, all right. I'm a strong, brave, independent woman.
Yeah.
It's fine. I
She
can
is
do this
not.
by my own,
There's
by myself. And I'm turning the lights out, and I go through the house, and the front door has blinds on it because a section of the top of the door has windows. And I get all the lights turned out, and I pass it, and I see somebody on my front porch. So I hit the ground. And the little fella I had met and was talking to at the time, he had been texting me, so I called him. I didn't even text. I called. I said, "Where you at?" He said, "I'm at the gym." I said, "How far is that?" 6 minutes. I said, "Make it 3. Get your ass up here." There's somebody standing on my porch, and my mouse tool is in the car. And I'm not, I get on. He's like, "I'm coming." So I am sitting in the floor in my bedroom because I don't want to go past the door because they should be able to see a shadow. And my kids are at the other end of the house. I'm planning all this out. And he says, "I'm here. There's nobody." Pissed me off. How you gonna call my phone? I told you somebody was on my front porch and my ringer just went off. Anyways, I said, "You at the wrong house. You an idiot." He said, "No, I'm at the right house." I said, "Well, you going?"
He helped you move into this house. There's no chance he's at the wrong house.
I know what I saw. He could have been drunk. I don't know. He was new at the time. And so I said, "When you get to this door, you knock 3 times, you pause, and you knock 3 more times. Otherwise, I'm not opening this door." So he did, and I let him in, and I'm flustered. I can't breathe. My heart's in my neck, and I tell him everything that happened. So he walks the property, checks the inside of the house. I go handle my little mouse tool, get it in the house. We shut the door, and as we're talking, and I'm trying to explain this as quickly as possible, I see it again. So I done grabbed him, snatched him to the ground so I can crawl to where I put the mouse tool. And he was like, wait. He goes, "Look, here's my reflection."
Yep.
I was like,
She did it again 30 years later.
and you know what I did to them windows?
Yep.
I covered them.
She did.
But
now
not
we,
with tinfoil. It's real pretty. It
now
looks
we
like stained
have
glass.
cling film that's patterned. So
It's
she can't
pretty.
see a reflection. She could see like the outline of a person if they're standing out there, but she can't see her damn reflection no more.
Nobody's going to get a 911 call.
I am so anxious to see how she is after tonight's shenanigans.
Did you ask Bubba if we can have a stay the night?
Danielle, who's going to stop us? Not that man.
Bubba, scoot over. Unfortunately, tonight's cuddle night.
All right, if you want to see our adventure through Bloody Acres, you have to go to YouTube to watch it. So, you ready?
Yeah, I got Tic Tacs. I'm good.
All right, guys. Thanks for logging in, and until next time.
Razzle dazzle.